Welcome back to the Broker Power Up podcast, the AIME podcast for strategy, stories, and insights to help you close more loans. I'm Tommy Golightly, joined by Jonathon and Haddad. How are you?
Good. Moving out of the glare. How are the clouds?
I get a better view. They look gorgeous.
All right. Thank you.
May the 4th be with you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This comes out Monday, May the 4th. So got to get a little reference in while I can.
Yeah, we're filming Thursday right now. Tommy and I, we have dinner planned tonight. So I will see you in New Jersey / Philadelphia here very soon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Looking forward to it. But we have a lot going on today. We have the Broker Buzz, where we dive into the top posts of the week from the Brokers Are Best Facebook group, discuss what's trending, what's working, and what you need to know. Then we'll go into the sales pitch, where John helps us become better salespeople. And as always, we'll wrap things up with story time with John. But first, a fortune cookie.
Fortune.
It's hard not to like peek at these because they're broken. And so I don't. But today's fortune: do not follow where the path may lead.
Yikes. Wow. Why did we get that one today?
Do not follow where the path may lead.
Do not follow where the path may lead.
Well, when you get into Philly, there may be some paths that you probably shouldn't
That's
take.
what I was thinking. Like, is that traffic? Is it business? Is it, you know what I'm saying? That's why these are always so fun.
Yeah.
It's probably the craziest one we've got so far, because this could be so, like, I don't want to use the word pessimistic, but it can be, right? Like, this is one of those that's like, no, you know what? I think this is one of those things where it's like, you know, you have to, if you're at a place in your life where you're not sure what to do next, doing the same thing over and over again is probably not in your best interest.
Yeah.
That's how I take this one, where it's like, you know, if the path isn't leading you to where you want to go, and you're on this path every single day, every single morning, and you've been going for so long and you're not getting to where you want to be, that to me is like, yo, you got to start picking a different path. You got to pick a path forward, and it's not this one. So that's how I'm going to take that one. And that's all I got for this one today.
That's a great way. And I feel like I'm doing May the 4th a disservice by quoting Lord of the Rings. But it's the quote that came to my mind with this is, it's dangerous business, Frodo, going out your door. You step into the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no telling where you might be swept off to.
God,
so
that's great.
It's one of those things where, yes, there's a path there, but you're in control of where you go. So whether you follow it or not, and maybe this fortune is just telling us to maybe go off-roading or look for a different path.
So I am going off-roading in June. My wife's birthday. Her and I are going out for a little trip, and we are doing this ATV off-roading in the desert. So there will be some off-roading for me. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Have you ever done it?
Yeah. I lived in Vegas for a bit.
Yeah.
And so there was always, we lived super close to all those little roads and stuff. So it's been a lot of fun.
Nice. I did it once, and I destroyed my neck because I fought it the whole time.
No, you got to go with it.
Nope. Yeah, I made that mistake. We'll never make that mistake again.
Yeah, me too. I'm stiff too. The first time I was just like, you know, I was just gripping on for dear life. They're like, just go.
It was fun. But cool. Let's dive into the Broker Buzz with our first question of the week. John, I'm looking for a CRM that has built out lead campaigns, something already made for our industry that will text and email them to keep us top of mind. Anyone have anything like this?
So first and foremost, AIME, we have so many different partners when it comes to the CRM space. So one, you can always look there, but I want to take this further than just that for a second. A lot of people have been asking about CRMs, and they want it to like do all this work for them. The reality with any CRM is this. I have met $100 million producers that use Excel as their CRM. Legit Excel, and they're doing $100 million a year. I've met people that use the most sophisticated system and do $100 million a year. The reality is they use what works. And so my question to you would be, how good are you at tracking your business? What have you done now in order for you to take that next step and go into a CRM? because the CRM is not going to just do it all for you. You still have to put in the work. You have to manually input the conversations at certain points. There's still a lot of things that you have to do as a loan officer. So that's what I would ask you is how disciplined are you? No CRM is going to just make your life super easy. Yes, it'll organize it, but you also have to be inputting the data correctly. So that's my challenge to you is what do you need the CRM for? You're saying like a drip campaign. Do you really think that's the difference? Like, is it just the drip campaign that'll make the difference, or is it a lot deeper than that? So I would just spend more time trying to figure out what you're trying to do. If you have that dialed in, by the way, and you do have it dialed in, you say, John, yes, I'm on top of it. I got it. Please check out our Arrive vendors that have our CRM setups in there. You can see them on our vendor page. You can probably clip that inside of this here and make sure that it's posted for you. But you can click on them, see some of our CRMs, and you can take it from there. So I hope that answers.
Yeah. And just an idea I had while you were talking is it might be a fun learn how to use Claude Cowork project to describe exactly what you're looking for and have it build it in Excel, like you said, because you can have it go right in and just, it can be your little custom how it won't obviously reach out to people like they were asking, but it can do a lot of the other stuff, which could be cool. I know I've been coming up with little things to just teach myself how to use it and stay on top of what's been coming out and looking for fun little projects like that. Our next question, have a couple who shows overdraft fees from one of their bank accounts they use to pay the EM. How does that work? From what I'm hearing, the file can be denied if I submit that statement for them to get credit correct. Second, if we back out of the EM, how do they get the money back? I never had this happen before.
All right. So to answer your question, for overdraft fees, check. I don't know the type of product or the loan that you're doing. So one, you got to check the guidelines for the specific product that you're doing on this loan. Two, from that perspective, I am curious, like, is that all the money they have? Like, how are they bringing the cash to close? So I think there's a little more context that we need on this one. But from your perspective, if they can just not if it's a product that you can back out the EMD, they don't have to source it depending on the type of loan it is. Now, what that means is if they're pulling money from a different account to bring cash to close, and they have enough money in there to also cover their earnest money deposit that came out of the other account, then you're good to go as long as it's product specific. So conventional primary residence, you don't have to do that if they have enough money in a different account. You can just back out the earnest money deposit. So double check the guidelines on there, double check the type of loan product, but you should have a path forward as long as they have more money somewhere else. If they don't have money somewhere else, then I'm not sure how to even get this loan done altogether at all. But more context is needed for me to go further on this one.
Sure, no problem. And our final question for today. A lot of us get into the industry for so many different reasons, but outside of work, on weekends, what do you do to recharge?
So I'm really bad at this. And I've gotten a lot better. When I first started in the industry, it's like I thought going out and partying and having fun, that's like that was recharging. And then you realize like, this is dumb. What a waste of time. And you're not, you start to get you go through life and things aren't as easy after you have one or two cocktails. So now for me, I have 3 kids, I'm married. And one of the things I try to do is disconnect as much as I possibly can. So my wife and I focus on it. And what I'm trying to do is get better. So what I want to do, the most ideal thing that my doctor told me, by the way, I'm very fortunate. This guy's unbelievable, elite, and works with so many incredible humans out there. But he said, look, John, you're not going to like this answer. He said, I've been doing this for 30 plus years. And what I'm going to tell you, you're going to tell me you can't do it. And that's what I told him. I was like, I don't know if I can do that. But trying it does help. It's crazy. He said, twice a year, book a 7-day vacation. It has to be 7 days. Yeah. It just has to be. And it doesn't need to be like somewhere extravagant, but he said the first 4 days, you're sitting there still trying to disconnect from your phone. But those last 3 days is when you really get that recharge. And I know it sounds crazy, but I'm actually trying it coming up around the corner. It's the first time I'm ever doing it. So I'm sharing this with you for the first time for me. So I hope it works for me. If it does, I will come back to you and let you know. If not, give it a shot. Doesn't have to be anywhere far or anything crazy. So that's the advice that I will give you. And I hope it helps. Tommy, you're doing something now to get off the computer screens.
Yeah, well, I want to double down on. I completely agree because when we went to Scotland, it took me 4 or 5 days easily to stop looking at my phone, and I was in a different time zone, so I was getting messages at a whole different thing. And but I have been speaking of May the 4th. I have started to try, and now part of this is a screen, but I am trying to consume every piece of Star Wars canon from the High Republic through the Rise of the First Order. So everything. There's over 1,800 pieces of content. Most of them are novels and comics, with some of them being TV shows, but it's all things that most of it is away from a screen, which has been super fun. But I'm also doing miniature painting and trading card games, which are just, I'm trying to make sure all of my hobbies don't revolve around a screen, because it used to be video games and stuff like that. And I just would find myself, I'm here working, and then I would go downstairs, eat dinner, come back up, sit in the same spot and play games. And now I can sit on the couch with my wife and do 4 or 5 different hobbies, whether depending on what I'm in the mood for. And she has her hobbies as well, but we can sit there and it's almost like I equate it to your phone being on a charger. Like I need to be on the couch with my wife doing something. We don't have to do the same thing together, but as long as we're taking up the same space and enjoying each other's company, that is like being recharged for me.
I love that. Such a good one.
Thank you. Well, if you want your questions answered here on the Broker Power Up podcast, be sure to be an AIME member. If you are not, scan the QR code in this next ad, and we will be right back with a story and some sales pitch training.
Are you a wholesale mortgage professional? Well, then the very first thing you need is a community to help you and your business grow. With AIME membership, your community is right here. Joining our community means never navigating the market alone or operating without a safety net ever again. We are 16,000 members strong of united wholesale professionals. From rookies to top-ranking originators, all dedicated to supporting each other's success so we can grow together. Beyond entry to the best community in the mortgage industry, AIME membership gives you the resources, tools, guidance, discounts, services, and support that help you and your wholesale business grow, thrive, and most importantly, close more loans. AIME membership connects you with leading wholesale lenders and vendors, offering you exclusive access, services, and discounts that save you more money while helping you make more money. Never get stuck on a loan again with our lender escalation program. Grow your network and skills with the wholesale industry's best conferences and networking events. Get the strategies and skills of top originators and industry innovators with AIME's cutting-edge wholesale mortgage education, resources, and content. AIME offers all of this and more, starting at a low price of $19.99 a month. You heard it here first, couple cups of Starbucks coffee. For you to learn more and get started, all you have to do is visit aimegroup.com, AIME group.com /membership. Your community is waiting.
And I'm waiting to become a better salesperson. John, what do you got?
So this one's a little different this week, Tommy, and I've been posting about it actually all week. Posted about it on our Facebook today. It's Thursday. I know the people see this Monday, but I'm in all these different Facebook groups. And being in all these different Facebook groups, you have so many new loan officers, and we're fortunate at AIME. Like we have so many brand new LOs that are part of AIME, right? Because they want to learn, and we're giving so much incredible content out their way. But somebody posted anonymously, and they asked the question. I want to read this here to you. They asked the question. They said, "What company can I join that will make me successful?" All right, that's what they asked. And I read that question, and I thought to myself, gosh, like I wonder what people are going to say. And then there were people that commented, and you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. And then I started just thinking about being a newer LO. And I just remember trying to put myself back in those shoes. It's been 13 plus years. And here's what I wrote back. And I posted this on our Brokers Are Best page and my personal page now, but I also posted it on this person's comment, and a lot of people liked it. So I was like, there's traction here. So they said, "What company can I join that will make me successful?" And I replied with this: the real question is, how strong are you mentally? How many months are you mentally ready to not make much, if any money at all? Your tolerance for pain and your ability to stay consistent for 6 months is what will get you some form of success. Nobody in this industry can teach you how to deal with that mental strain except you. Some people can help at times, but nobody's going to be there holding your hand and holding you accountable every single day. I'm saying this because I don't want you putting your faith in a person or a company. You will let yourself down over and over again if that's what you rely on. Here's a better way to think about your question. Write down what success actually means to you. I need to make X to cover my basic expenses. I can go X months without getting paid. If it takes me 90 to 120 days to close my first deal, am I still good? How many real conversations am I going to have every day, no matter what? Am I okay doing that when nothing is working? Then look at the companies, take interviews, and ask yourself these questions. Will this place actually help me get in front of people? Will they slow me down or help me move faster? Are there people here actually producing at a high level? Are they transparent about pricing? Do they have someone new that you can talk to who found success early? That's it. No company is going to make you successful if you can't handle the first part. Now, Tommy, this has been weighing on my mind heavily because, y'all, if you are putting your faith in another person, you're going to let yourself down. Why? Because we're not perfect.
No.
So, and by the way, I've tried this before. So I'm giving you this advice from somebody that has told this and said, like, yeah, I can help you do that. No, I can't. And I learned that lesson the hard way multiple times as a leader. So when people come to me, I can do no. Here's how this is going to go. Like, how much pain can you take? Like, the excitement fades. Okay. Emotions fade. That's how this works. Doubt creeps in often. That's how human nature works. And so your mental fortitude, your mental toughness is what will set you apart. And not just in mortgage sales. This is in all types of sales. And not just sales. This is in life, my friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is everything. It doesn't matter. How much pain can you take? And you got to learn. You have to really set that tone. Because here's why. Here's what a lot of us do. And I used to do this. I've gotten so much better at it. But you get excited. You're like, okay, like 60 days, here we go. And then the 60 days passes, you don't get what you want. You're like, great. You're not managing expectations correctly. You're not thinking about what could go wrong. And you have to map that out. That's why it was so important for me to put that there. All right, write it down. Put it on your refrigerator. I can go X months without making $1 and date it. Now you look at it every day. That's what you told yourself. Now you're committing to it. But if you don't do that first, no company is going to help you. No person is going to help you. You got to help yourself first. So that's what I have today. It's not really a story. It's more of just a comment about the industry, a comment about where we're at. And there's so many new loan officers entering the space. I want you to be here long term because this career is unbelievable. It's changed my life like you couldn't believe. And it's changed so many people's lives in this industry. But that's only going to happen if you start with yourself first. And then from there, you figure out where you need to go or where you need to be. So I hope that helps. I hope it gives solid insights.
Yeah, I think the most valuable thing, honestly, is, and something that we can even maybe think about putting together an official one for AIME, is almost the formula that you were talking about. Like, what is that formula? Like, how do I feel secure? Because I know I didn't really feel financially secure until I talked to my financial advisor and they were telling me that I was okay, right? And so to be able to have this kind of formula in front of me being like, all right, I have X months emergency fund. I have X months that I can run without having to decrease my lifestyle, all that stuff. And then if that happens, like almost what ifs, like if thens that we can build off in the formula, I think would be really powerful. But really, and then when you were talking about relying on someone else, like that's what makes a spouse so special, is like, and even then there's still like, it's not perfect. No relationship's perfect. So, but you view your spouse so special that like a company is not going to be that for you. You can't just in a company and then that's like that reliable, right?
But even your spouse, to what you said, right? The difference is you're having these conversations with your spouse about who you're trying to be. But your spouse, they're holding you accountable. Like that's the idea.
Right, yeah.
But you had to do that work first. It's like early in the day, back in the day, it's like you would dating, right? Dating early on. So you think you could fix somebody, or, oh, if I'm with this person, I'll be better. We all used to think that way. Very early on, I would think that, like, oh my goodness, if I can date the X person, if they could date, and you realize it's not that, it's you. Like, you have to work on yourself first. And then when you find that right person, then the accountability. But that's what I'm talking about, Tommy. You explained it perfectly just now. Give me goosebumps. What you just explained is exactly mortgages. Think about this.
Yeah.
Tommy works on himself first. He meets another person who also worked on themselves. And now together, they are holding each other accountable to move forward. That is the exact same thing as an LO. Work on yourself first. Find a company that's now aligned with you. And then together, you hold each other accountable and move forward. It's exactly that, Tommy. It's everything.
Well, you explained it well.
Mm-hmm. All right, my friends.
Anything else before we call it a podcast?
No, sir.
Thank you, listener, for tuning in to this episode of the Broker Power Up podcast. If you found today's tips helpful, do us a favor, hit the like button to let us know you enjoyed it, which helps even more people see this content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, ring the bell to get notified every time we drop new content. Share this video with a fellow broker who could use a power up. Remember to lead by example, to lift each other up, to grow together, and most importantly, close more loans. Until next time, keep powering up.